say your name and where you're from.
My name is Vida, and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
Vida, what brought you to Paititi?
I'm returning. I was here about 5 years ago, but in Iquitos. And yeah, I've been kind of like looking for a big shift for the past year, and I knew that this would be it. So I came back.
And you mentioned you came as a volunteer before. What made you choose to come back as a participant?
I wanted to be held. I wanted the structure and the community, and just to be taken through like a very set process, opposed to trying to figure it out all by myself. Yeah. So like the reassurance was really important.
And what about Paititi's approach? Did you find beneficial, or things that you really resonated with the things that we practice here?
For me, the practice, or like the underlying, was quite profound, and that comes from a place of the idea that suffering is due to separateness, which means that you're focusing on self, but it's for a greater purpose, which changes everything. So most of the healing that I've done before, it's very self-centered, and it's this constant need to make yourself feel good, opposed to this approach, which is being okay with everything, which is incredibly powerful.
Were there any particular practices that you found beneficial for you?
By the end of the retreat, definitely the plant medicine, although I found it quite challenging at first, and there was a lot of fear. And then the remembering practice has been beneficial, which I learned in Iquitos, and has been beneficial the whole time, which is using your breath to feel, essentially.
What challenges did the Embody True Nature retreat present for you?
Like going against my initial need for safety. So feeling a lot of fear, and then having to find deep and overall trust. I think that was the biggest, and trust in everything. Trust in myself, in the container, in the facilitators, in the work that we're doing. But it also brought a lot of freedom. So yeah.
Did you find the challenges worth the end result?
Definitely. Because it is freedom, like not having to move and shape just due to the way that you're feeling means that you can just exist.
Do you find a difference between the work that Paititi is doing and any other conscious or medicine circles you've sat with?
I haven't sat with many, and the ones that I have sat with, it was more women. So yeah, I think that would be the biggest difference is masculine and feminine. I found this approach quite masculine, and then in the end, that's like exactly what I needed. It was like that very safe, structured, so that the feminine could actually come out, but also just to learn like my masculine side, so that I know that I can hold myself. Yeah, and not get carried away with, again, like with emotion, and use it constructively opposed to use it to run. Yeah.
How did this experience match up with your expectations coming in?
It was a lot better. I was coming from Cuba. I was there for a month, and I was like really having to hold myself, and I didn't know if I had the energy to do this. And I'm coming here. I mean, there was never. No, it's been amazing. It's been like absolutely magical. Yeah, definitely some of the best moments of life.
How was it being in remote environment in the mountains?
So beautiful and so healing. Yeah, I loved. I mean, I thought, like, before I came, I was like, I have to sleep in a tent for a month. Are you kidding? And like, it was totally fine. Like, not, yeah, And the mountains, I mean, yeah, to wake up here every morning and to go to sleep, like with the fireflies, yeah, it's been amazing.
How is it living in a community and engaging in community dynamics?
Yeah, I shared before, like I found that part the most healing, because when we have others around, we can't stay in ourselves for too long, and that's also like everything that I am just becomes normal, because there's definitely somebody here who's like feeling the same way, or has felt the same way, or will feel the same way. So it's just like this constant reassurance that I'm human and that it's fine. And also just like the amount of love that gets generated here, and then the amount of love that you're allowed to feel, because I feel, in like back home, a lot of time I just feel like I'm not allowed to feel that amount of love, and here it's like deeply facilitated. So it's been, yeah, deeply healing, very exciting.
How is it finding the balance between working on your own process and then supporting the collective group process?
I think in the beginning I would use the collective process as a bit of an escape, in order to like not face things within myself. But then definitely by the end, it was used as a process of like, actually this is what this is about. So instead of like avoiding myself, it was like, cool, face myself and like, okay, this isn't really about me.
How did you find your interaction with the service team?
I mean, I loved all of them. I think I fell in love with all of them. Yeah, it was an interesting thing not to be able to freely communicate with the service team, and I can definitely see like how it was beneficial, because that's like a whole other thing that you can go and get lost in. And I think also through that, it's just like, I don't know, I just have like deep gratitude for them. Yeah, and I would love to come back and do service.
Is there anything else you wish to impart or share?
I think just seeing how important it is to stay grounded and humble in doing this work. Yeah, and just to keep reminding myself that, yeah, I don't know, I feel like truth only comes from humbleness. And anything you can do in life to keep reminding yourself of that is always the most beneficial and always normally the hardest. And I feel like this experience, that humbleness was received through challenges, but also I think also just through allowance. So it was almost like a held challenge, but then you still got the humbleness in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vida.
Cool. Thank you.